today we're going to be talking about how to become a Texas realtor in 3 weeks. How do I know that? Because that's exactly what I did. Stay tuned and I'll give you all the steps to become a Texas realtor in just 3 weeks. Hey guys, like I said before, we are going to be talking about how to become a Texas realtor in 3 weeks. Now, when I decided to be a real estate agent, it kind of took a couple of years for it to actually go into play. What I did was, first I had the discussion. Me and my fiance were like, how can we bring more money into the household? I was working a full-time job before my real estate career. I was working in the merchandising, fashion merchandising realm. I went to school for fashion merchandising. That's what I went to college for. So I just wanted some extra money. I've always been one to have a side hustle, do this, do that on the side. So what we came up with was me either go to real estate school or esthetician school. So another love that I have besides helping people find beautiful homes or sell their homes is beauty and makeup and skincare and hair care. So that would have been right up my alley. So taking a look at everything and the cost, I was like, okay, it's going to cost a good amount of money to get both of these things started, but what can return money the quickest and something I actually do on the side. Now, the way I like beauty and skincare and hair, I kind of didn't want to make that a job. We'll talk about it later in another video maybe, but I tried to actually do that and it just takes it away. You always need something that you just enjoy doing and don't get paid for it. So I didn't want to take my beauty and make that a job. So what I chose to do was pursue real estate. So my first interaction or talk about real estate was actually, it was a, Keller Williams had a event where you go to and they kind of like, it's late at night and you go and you discuss real estate. They tell you all the ins and outs, how their brokerage works. And I went to one of those. I went after work, I was working at 9 to 5. So did that and I was like, okay, you know, it's something I can do, but the cost, it is expensive to become a realtor. So at that point, I was like, I do like this, maybe sometime in the future. My job situation wasn't the most stable. I had to leave a very toxic situation. I ended up just walking away from a job, something I had never done before that. But it just wasn't a good time to invest money in something like that. So when me and my fiance had that conversation, he was like, yeah, I was thinking real estate too. And I was like, yeah, but just that upfront money. And he was like, oh, I'll pay for it. Okay, run me that card, honey. So I got online and I was kind of just like researching real estate schools in Dallas, Fort Worth. I was actually working in Dallas, but we live in Fort Worth. So I found Champion School of Real Estate. Now this was October 2019. So I chose Champion School of Real Estate. It was the one that came up the most. I actually reached out to some friends who I had seen I worked with previously who were in real estate and they went to Champions as well. I had not been to college. I graduated college May 2011. So I hadn't been in any type of formal education or education period besides like on the job training since that time. So I was like, okay, I need to go in person. I knew I had been seeing stuff about like online schools too, but I was like, I need somebody in my face telling me what to do, what not to do, giving me tasks, quizzing me, keeping me on task. So the good thing about Champions is they have a few different time slots you can go. You can go during the day, you can go in night, or you can do weekends. With me working a 9 to 5 job, it was the most convenient for me to go in the evening and on weekends. So the way my schedule was, y'all, it was intense. What I did was there's a Monday through Thursday class you can go through. So to become a realtor in Texas, you have to take 6 classes, okay? These 6 classes they're gonna be split up. They don't have to be taken in any specific order. You can take them in any order you want, but they have to all be taken. So the way Champions operates is they had an evening class that was from like 6 to 9. And so I was working in North Dallas. If you live in the Metroplex, I was working over where Shoe Deals is, over off of 635. working over there, and Champions in Fort Worth is like almost downtown Fort Worth. So it was like an hour drive, okay? I would leave work at 5, get there for like 6 or 7. I don't remember what the time was, it was 6 or 7. And I would be there until like 9 or 10, and it was a Monday through Thursday class. So Monday through Thursday, we completed the class. On Thursday, we took a quiz. The second option they offered for people who, it would work for people who worked full time, was weekend classes. So weekend classes were going to be 2 days. And you go 8 to 4, Saturday, Sunday. So it's only 6 classes, guys. So I decided, let me knock this out. I signed up for my class. The earliest class they had was October 28th. So I went to my first day of real estate class, October 28th, and I finished my last day of real estate classes on November 17th. Okay? So it took me 3 weeks. So what that looked like was Monday through Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday through Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday through Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. It doesn't matter what order you take the classes in, so that's why I just kind of picked whatever was available and I knocked it out. Was I tired? Yes. It is very hard to balance a 9 to 5 and anything else, but you're balancing a 9 to 5. I was working at a company who did ordering for hotels, so it was a purchasing job, which is a lot of my background. Well, maybe I'll do a video about what I did in my previous life. But back to this. It was intense. I was dog tired. I studied. What I did was I did note cards. I had this awesome teacher at Champions that told us it's good to write your notes in red ink. It helps you to remember. And something else to remember is, writing your notes over or like saying things out loud. And she also told us studying to like classical music helps you remember. But I knocked it out, guys. I knocked it out. So it's a few other things you have to do after you take those classes. So once you take those classes, kind of simultaneously actually, you can apply with TREC. So TREC is a Texas Real Estate Commission. So you're going to submit your application to TREC, and that's going to cost, you know what, let me back up. So real estate classes, that costed, now I went in person, and it cost $1,100. The package I got with Champions was the 6 classes and the prep class. I do advise that you go with the prep class. You're going to want that. When I tell you the prep class was everything, honey, everything. Okay, so you go through the 6 classes. The prep class can be the same format. You can do the Monday through Thursday if you're doing the evenings or during the day, or you can do the weekend prep. I do suggest the longer format prep class just because you want that information to stick and be retained. So I signed up for that plus the prep class, and it was $1,100. I actually just went to the Champions website. I think it's on sale for like $900, but there are other options. You don't have to go in person right now. It's a lot going on. So if you're not comfortable in person, go online. I know lots of people who went online. The thing about online is it's your pace. So if your life situation doesn't allow you to knock out your classes in 3 weeks, that is okay. Go at your own pace. It really doesn't matter where you get your classes from. It does have to be in a accredited place, but I am doing my continuing education classes through Real Estate Express, and I'll drop that link below if you guys want to do your classes through there. Way cheaper. Like I want to say it's like $300 or $400, so you definitely see the price difference. So while you're taking your classes, guys, you want to be doing a few other things to kind of get ready to take your test. So you're going to submit your application to TREC, the Texas Real Estate Commission, and that's going to be $185. You create your account first, you submit your application, and then they're going to send you an email saying you're eligible to take your test. So while you're waiting on that, you can sign up to get your fingerprints and background done. They do require that you get your fingerprints taken and a background check to be a Texas real estate Texas real estate agent. So there are pretty specific guidelines as far as what can and can't be on your record. So make sure you go to TREC and check out those guidelines and make sure you're good to go. But they'll definitely tell you when they run your background if they find something. The fingerprints and background is something you're going to do separately, and you have to pay about $39 for that. You know, you can find a place near your home and just go get it done. It wasn't an ink one. It was like a little digital one, so it wasn't like too bad. Once you get that letter from TREC saying you're good to proceed, you're going to sign up to take your test. Now, you can't sign up to take your test until you've passed your classes. So all these things are going to be going on simultaneously while you're taking your classes, but there are stopping points. You can't register to take the test until you've passed. The thing I do suggest is do it as quickly as possible. I finished my classes in 3 weeks, but I was not able to take my test until December 17th. So a whole month later. And you want to take it early because, you know, you retain that information. So I took my prep class. I didn't schedule that until after I got my test date, so I can do it right before. I did my prep class on, when I did my prep class? 12/9 through 12/13. Took my test on 12/17. Now I did take off from work for 2 days and I just crammed. Like, this office was not even a thing. I brought a IKEA table in here with all my note cards, and baby, I went in. I had my note cards. I had my my prep book. When I tell you that prep book is the Bible, I actually gave mine to a teammate on one of my teams I was on, and for him to pass the exam. He's since passed, but that was my Bible. It was so many notes in there, like just everything. And then, you know, you study. I did pass them the first time. I also looked at some prep agent videos. I didn't pay for the prep agent service, but like when I was on lunch break or if we were pretty slow at work, I would just watch prep agent videos and kind of go through. If you go to his page, you'll see that he just kind of literally goes through questions. So the way that the real estate exam is structured is going to be a state and a national portion. So he'll be going through the national questions, and then of course you have the state questions. The prep book goes over both sections, so you'll know specifically for your state. I can only attest for Texas. I've heard Texas has one of the most difficult real estate exam tests, which I definitely understand because baby, we do the most. But you just study and you get it done. Now I am typically a good test taker, but as long as you study and really commit, don't like think it's gonna be a walk in the park. You'll do fine. But yeah, you sign up to do your test at a Pearson's View location. Those Pearson View locations are super secure. They're test taking places. You can do them all over the Metroplex. I did one close to my house. I've heard since everything has kind of changed a little bit, it's a little harder to get them close to your house. But I went with the one that was closest to my house and the earliest I can get in. So went, took the test. They tell you immediately if you pass or fail. They don't tell you, you know, I'm not sure. No, my paper didn't have on there what I missed or whatever, or how many I got. It just says pass or fail. And so like, when I saw pass, I almost didn't believe it. It says state pass and then national pass. And I was like, because at that point, you're a real estate agent. Your license isn't, what is it called? I forgot what it's called, but pretty much you're a real estate agent, but you can't practice until you have a broker. So that's something else that you want to be kind of working on while you are taking your classes, is interviewing different brokerages, just kind of talking to people who are part of those brokers to see what will be a good fit for you. I am with eXp Realty. I chose this because it worked for me then. It definitely works for me now. And I don't see myself leaving unless I create my own brokerage sometime in the future.
And the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
But that's that, guys. That is how I became a real estate agent in 3 weeks. The process was very daunting for me because I was working a full-time job. But if it's something you want to get done, don't let that deter you. Get it done, honey. Okay, if you guys have any questions about becoming a real estate agent, what to do, how to study, please let me know and drop any questions you might have or ideas for future videos, and I'll be sure to respond. Y'all, I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.